Like there's no excuses, never excuses. And just no matter what comes at you, just keep going. The focus of what you want from life and just stick to that and you'll get there. Like life will knock you down, but always get back up and carry on fighting, always.
What happened that night when you got shot? Is that something you're willing to discuss?
What happened? Do you want to know what happened? I come out of a bath and got shot. Not much more to it than that, but...
How did you deal with it the weeks after?
So I got shot, I think I was in hospital for 10 days or something. I come out of hospital. It's just a bit of a mad time, to be honest. Like, obviously I'm not going to go too deep into it, but it's a bit of a mad 6 months go after that, and then things start to calm down a bit.
Whereabouts did you get shot?
In the face.
Once?
Twice. It took like more of a negative path first. And obviously I was waking up angry, going to bed angry, I was angry all the time. Later on, after training and stuff like that, it kind of turned that into a positive and gave me more of a drive to do better. Like, where am I going to go from here kind of thing. I didn't know what I was going to do because I went through college, I studied and stuff. I come to get a job, coaching and stuff. I couldn't get a job because I had a few little cautions on my record. I couldn't get a job, and then from then it was like, what am I going to do now? So then I took that other path. So for me, it's just like, find something you're good at, find something you can earn something from, and just stick to that and work hard. It's more of a time thing. It's more of a time thing, and like obviously who you surround yourself with, and obviously if you're in the wrong company while you're thinking about them things, then bad things can happen, and obviously it can go the other way. You can end up in jail, you can end up anywhere, you can end up dead. But I ended up getting into sport, luckily.
Here we go. No touch of gloves, straight down to business here, Lerone Murphy.
Yeah, it's Lerone Murphy, fighting out of Manchester, MMA fighter, fighting in the UFC. I blew my knee out at 16, and that's when I stopped doing any sports for a few years. I never thought I'd do any kind of sport again because my knee was weak for years, and then I started MMA and I was always worried about my knee, but obviously I didn't think I'd get this far. I was just training for fun. Because I didn't know anybody that made it, like from my area, so it was just on TV, so to me it was like, it felt unrealistic. And then until I was around like professional people, then it become more doable. And if you want to do well, then it's all about the circle and the company you keep. You need people that are gonna motivate you. I just started training at first. Yeah, obviously I didn't want to be a professional. I just started training because I enjoyed watching it. I've been watching it for years. I started training, and then I started liking it. I had my first amateur fight. I loved that. Ended up going to have another amateur fight. That was an even better fight, and then I just started thinking, this is what I want to do. Later on, I think I fought for an amateur title after that fight, and then I had one more and turned professional, and I went to America actually. That was like the biggest turning point for me. I went to America in 2015, and I stayed with Dominic Cruz, and obviously he's a world champion. And then from then it was just like, seeing his lifestyle, and then that's just what I wanted to be in it. I was amateur then, and I'm doing rounds with Dominic Cruz, even Ross Pearson was there. I'm doing sparring rounds with them, and from then I knew it was doable. His work rate showed me like the work rate you need to be at the top. And I've took that away from that trip, and I've put the work in every day. I just knew where I needed to get to. For me, it's just like, it's working hard in the areas you need to work at and working smart as well, training smart. People think like just going hard every day, every session, doing 20k runs and all that, this is going to make you a better, it's not going to make you a better fighter. It's all about knowing your body as well, so knowing when to take time off, knowing when to take an easy session, and obviously having the right coaching people around you that are going to find the holes in your game and work the right drills to perfect them. I was in Jamaica with my family, all inclusive, eating heavy, come back massive. I think I must have been about 82 kg when I come back. And I think I trained for 2 days, and then I got a message off my coach on the Tuesday. All it said was, can he fight on this date, which was 4 weeks from the time. And obviously I didn't think it was for me at the first, and then when they told it was for me, it was just like it was just like a big shock. And I had no other option. Like, you just never know in this game. Like that, you might knock that opportunity back, and it might never come around. I've seen it happen before, so you have to just take them opportunities, both hands, really. I only need 4 weeks to get ready for a fight, really, anyway. I didn't have no injuries at the time. For me, a professional fighter is supposed to stay on it all year round anyway. Still want no excuse. I was still fit. I still went the 3 rounds. Like, there's no excuses. Never excuses. You go to bed thinking about techniques and drills and just stuff like that. It's definitely an obsession. It's definitely an obsession. Even when you're like, it's just out and about, you're just like thinking, oh, I should be training, or even when you're doing something you shouldn't be doing, you're thinking about fights and stuff like that. It's mad. It's like, it is an obsession, definitely. If you're working hard all the time, when the opportunities present themselves, you'll be ready for them. For me, if I stay training consistently, if a good opportunity comes, I'll be ready for that. When you start slacking off and stuff, you start to miss them opportunities, and that might be your only opportunity to reach your goal.
You got called up to the UFC, had your first fight. In the first round, you got dropped within the first minute, right?
That whole experience was just crazy. I was just ready to fight. I just knew I was just going there to fight. A lot of people just think, oh, it's my first UFC fight, just get a fight under your belt and you got your contract and that's it. But I was going there to win. I always go there to win. I'll never just make up the numbers. So when we got in there, obviously the weigh-ins were first and all the crowd was like screaming for him. So I knew it would be a hostile territory. Like, I knew straight away it would be like, when the fight's on, everyone's going to be cheering for him. But I was ready for that. That like give me a different type of fire as well. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, as soon as I walked out, I just knew it was sick. Just thinking, I'm going to knock your guy out now. I threw a sloppy low kick. I was off balance, and then he come in with a left hook straight away. I wasn't like rocked, but it caught me nice. And when I was on, like, I knew where I was and stuff as soon as I hit the ground, and it's just like defend, get back to your feet. I've been dreaming about getting to the UFC for so long, yeah. You get into the UFC, you're in the cage, I'm like taking in the scenery while I'm fighting. Like, I wasn't in the fight, do you get what I'm saying? I'm like looking at the floor, looking at like the print around the ring and stuff, so I wasn't in the fight. So when he threw a few heavy shots towards me, missed, and I was just like, I started like messing about just to get comfortable, yeah. And then when he hit me, that's when it was like, all right, we're in a fight now. I woke up from that. shouldn't take a big shot like that. That could have been game over, that could have been fight over. It shouldn't take a big shot like that to get into the fight. But when it's your first UFC fight, sometimes it does take something like that to get you into the fight. Some people don't get into the fight at all because they spend so long getting used to the crowd and the surroundings and stuff. I always knew I was going to get there. When I've been sparring like UFC fighters, I knew I had the ability to get there someday. I just needed, obviously, the right fights, the right path. At one point, I did have a few doubts because I couldn't get the right fights, and then I was gonna sign to another promotion, and luckily I just waited it out a bit. You just got to have an end goal in sight at all times, an end goal. So you're gonna have a lot of bad days in this sport. Bad fights are gonna come, like it's part of the sport. But as long as you keep that end goal in mind, you've always got something to aim for and a direction to go in. Even in that camp, my first UFC camp, I was injured and I was watching the tape on Zabero, and I was just like, can I really beat this guy? There's just highlight reels of him knocking this person out, knocking that person out, and then sometimes you just snap out of it. Obviously, you're always gonna have some sort of insecurities and wondering if you're good enough to even do it. But at other times you're confident. Like it's just part of the fight camp. But on the day, I'm always confident. It's okay to have insecurities. Take every day as it comes, really. Don't think too far ahead into the future. And just take on the challenges as they come. If you want to achieve your goals, you have to step out of your comfort zone and challenge yourself.
Second fight in, how did you feel going into your second fight?
A lot better. Like I knew what to expect. I knew the level I was fighting at. So everything was better. I had a decent camp. Everything was better. Everything felt good. And I know what level I'm at. Obviously, I knew it was good. I knew it was gonna. And I thought it was gonna be a tough fight. I knew that, but I've not been beat, so I'm always gonna just challenge in it. Like I'm always gonna see what level I'm really at. Like I had my first fight, I didn't win it. I didn't lose it, but I didn't win it. And going into my second fight, if you lose that fight, it's like you've had two fights and you've not won one in the UFC. So for me, I just wanted to get that win under my belt. And like now, there's no stress now. I'm just gonna go in and just do me and hopefully perform better. I want to be a champion. That's my goal. So I'm gonna take every necessary step to get there. If I don't get there, I don't get there. But I'm always gonna be trying to get there. Losing's a good thing. If you win all the time, how are you going to get better? I'm not scared of losing. Like I've lost in other situations in it. So, but losing's a good thing at the same time. Big risk equals big reward. Take risks and grow. Nothing phases me. I've been through the worst of the worst. Nothing phases me. Like there's nothing anybody can do to me that can be worse than that. Do you get what I'm saying? So we're gonna get there. We're gonna get there. That's the mindset I have going into fights. Like nothing can really faze me. Like even if he was to lose, it's just a loss. Like what? Do you get what I'm saying? I'm not scared of anything. Like so, when we get in there, once the fight's on, the fight's on. Hearing the crowd, looking at all the prints and the stuff, it's like something I dreamed of for so long. So when I got in there, it was just like it was surreal. It's like it felt like I was in like sort of a movie kind of thing. I played a UFC game actually, and obviously I'm champion and that, and I've designed my character and stuff, so that's kind of my visualization that one day I'll get there. The feelings, like I don't think that's like the end goal either. I think that's just part of the journey. You obviously get to the belt, but you got to defend it. There's a lot of hungry lions after that, so it'll be a mad feeling to lift that belt though, because that is the dream. Obviously, talent comes into it, but at the same time, I've been putting in the shifts. Like, I've been training hard. Like, from when I started, I've been training near enough every day, no time off. Even when I broke my hand, I was working around it. I just been putting in extra shifts. So a lot of them people that have been doing like 15 years, they're like half-hearted, like on and off. I've just been at it. Like, I've got one goal in mind. So nothing will really take my mind off that or get in the way of that. Be focused on what you want from life and just stick to that. Whatever hurdles you come past, just stick to that and you'll get there. Like, obviously you can set goals and not reach them, but that's just like, life's never always going to go that smooth, but it's important to have goals and work towards them. You might not reach them, but as long as you've got the goals, you're on the right path. Path's never always that smooth, and things might happen in your life where you can no longer pursue that goal, so you have to be able to divert any time. Definitely need hard work to get to the top of this sport because there's so many people doing it, but you do need a bit of luck. Definitely. No matter what comes at you, just keep going. Like, life will knock you down, but always get back up and carry on fighting, always. Pain is temporary. Pain is definitely temporary because I've been through a lot in my life, and it doesn't seem like it's gonna, if it don't seem like it's gonna end, but there's always light at the end of the tunnel. I've actually got a tattoo on my chest there saying, for every dark night there's a brighter day, and I always live by that quote. Tough times don't last, really, and you're going to get through it and things are going to be okay in the end. I have come across a lot of speed bumps, even getting in UFC. Like, my fight wasn't declared on until the day before because of medicals and stuff, and it's just like, it's crazy, like loads of things get thrown at you, but you just got to keep going. Set a target, set small targets, not even the end goals, set short-term goals, and just try and meet them goals and stick to it and have the discipline. The discipline is the most important. People think you've made it because you get to the UFC, you haven't. That's when the work starts, you've got the hardest fights of your life. So for me, I'll know when I've made it, when I'm champion, that's when I've made it. Like, I'm not just doing it for myself, I've got a little boy, I've got a family that I obviously want to get in a better financial position, so it's not just about me. So for me, I wake up every day with a goal and I'm going to reach that goal.